Welcome back to the Integrated Leader Podcast. I am Lauren Marie. This is the final episode in our series, Tension on Purpose, Leading with Power and Heart. If you've been with me all week, thank you. I know you're busy, and the fact that you're spending time here tells me something important. You care about how you lead, not just what you accomplish, but how it feels to be led by you and how it feels to be you in the process. And that's really what this whole series has been about. Not about changing who you are or trying to fix what's never been broken, but about recognizing the internal tension that shows up in leadership and learning to honor it, work with it, and integrate it. Today's episode is called Leading with Integrated Power, and I want to talk about what that really means practically, emotionally, and even spiritually. So let's begin with this. You are not too much, and you are not enough. You're not failing because you feel contradiction inside of yourself. You feel contradiction because you are self-aware, because you care, because you're growing. The more emotionally intelligent we become, the more we notice the gaps between who we want to be and how we're showing up, between our intentions and our habits, between our wiring and our world. That's not dysfunction, that's development. Integrated leaders don't get rid of that tension. They learn to carry it differently. Let's look back at what we've explored this week. In episode 1, we talked about how our behavior and motivation don't always match, and how this mismatch can create confusion, frustration, and self-doubt. In episode 2, we talked about the persuader paradox, the leader who's powerful and charming, but sometimes overwhelms people with speed and optimism. In episode 3, we named the cost of perfectionism, especially when our desire to serve others leads to procrastination and burnout. In episode 4, we examined how two people can look the same on the surface, but actually be driven by very different motivators, and how understanding that difference really changes everything. And now here in episode 5, I bring it all home. Leading with integrated power means you stop choosing between strength and softness. You learn to carry both. It means you can say, I lead decisively, and I know how to listen deeply. You say, I move fast, and I give people space to process. I hold high standards, and I let progress be imperfect. I bring the energy, and I build systems that can run without me. I know what I want, and I'm not afraid to change my mind. Integrated power isn't loud. It's not polished. It doesn't need applause. It's the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are and knowing that your humanity is not a liability. It is your leadership edge. So how do you cultivate this? Here are 3 practices I use in my coaching work and in my own life to lead the integration. Name your inner conflict. Instead of pushing past the discomfort, pause. Ask, what are the 2 parts of me that are showing up right now, and what do they each want? Just naming that tension softens it. 2, let your motivation guide your strategy. Instead of just following your natural behavior, your disc pattern, ask what you're truly motivated by. Is it impact, service, creativity, structure? Then reverse engineer your strategy to serve your values. And then 3, return to self often. Leadership will stretch you, and it should, but not so far that you forget who you are. Build rhythms of reflection, protect white space, come back to what grounds you. And here's your final reflection question for the week. Where have you been splitting yourself in 2? And what would it look like to lead from wholeness instead? Not either or, not strength or heart, not people or results, but both, together, in tension, on purpose. Let me close with this. You don't need to lead like anyone else. Your personality, your pace, your passion, they were never accidents. And they are not working against each other. They're asking to be aligned. And that kind of alignment, that kind of integrated power is what changes the room. not just with charisma or clarity, but with presence, with depth, with the kind of trust people feel even when you're quiet. So keep listening to yourself, keep learning your patterns, and keep coming home to your leadership. One breath, one choice, one conversation at a time. Thank you for spending the week with me. If this series meant something to you, I'd be so honored if you share it. Maybe with a teammate, a peer, or someone else who's navigating this beautiful mess of leadership. We'll be back soon with a brand new micro series, but until then, lead gently, lead bravely, and remember your contradictions are not problems. I'm Lauren Marie, and this has been the Integrated Leader Podcast. I'll see you next week.